Alright, so what is up YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 biggest tips when it comes to losing fat, weight, looking good, being able to feel good in your own skin. You know, summer's just around the corner. We're all out with our shirts off and, going to the beaches, swimming pools, and we want to feel good. So these are a few tips that I done when I was younger, when I first started out, and I lost almost 100 pounds in 5 months. So I lost roughly 45 kg, which is around 90 pounds in 5 months because I did these tips. And these tips work. I've been training countless of people and I've been giving them these tips. And these tips are designed to allow you to lose weight, maintain your weight loss, and actually enjoy yourself. Because when you start losing weight, the first thing that happens is that you end up realizing that what you're doing is very unattainable and you end up just falling off the wagon and gaining the weight back, and then you feel demotivated and then you just end up being depressed. So like I said, I lost nearly 100 pounds in 5 months because of these tips. And if you listen to these tips, it will work 100% for you, and it's designed to allow you to stay motivated, stay in track, and not give up. So let's get straight with the tips, starting with number one. Number one, this, you guys have probably heard this a million times, but I'm saying this for one reason and one reason only. And this is eat lots of protein. So prioritizing protein is good for two reasons. One, because typically we don't like to eat protein because it's so hard to do. Typically you gotta cook, you gotta plan ahead. It's not easy to just get snacks out of protein unless you get beef jerky or any of these kinds of foods. It's typically easier to get some carb or high fat heavy meal. So why do I tell you guys to prioritize protein? I mean, you guys have heard this many times, but I'm gonna give you two reasons. Like I said, one, because we could actually get in our protein, prioritize it instead of neglecting it and not putting on any muscle. But two, it actually fills you up dramatically, so you aren't as hungry as compared to eating carbs, because carbs increases your ghrelin hormone, which is your hunger hormone. So by eating protein, it actually brings that down, so you're more satiated, more satisfied. Another plus is that it has a higher thermic effect, which means that when your body is breaking down those nutrients, it requires more energy to break down the protein. So you're kind of burning more calories. Obviously, it's not hundreds of calories, but it's still a little bit noticeable if you actually eat a substantial amount of protein. So having a lot of protein is a great way to start off and maintaining that protein. So in terms of how much protein you should be having, I'm 6'3", 230 pounds, so I like to have 230 grams of protein, maybe 200 to 250. That's kind of the range you go for. Everyone's different, so you got to study based off your weight and height, of course, I guess. Tip 2, I typically don't do this as much, but it does work. Fasting. Fasting is useful for these few reasons right here. One, you got to think of your calories as a budget throughout the day. If you spend all of it in the morning, right, before the dinner, lunchtime, you're gonna have trouble and you're gonna get into calorie debt, which means as punishment, you're gonna put on fat because you went over your calorie maintenance calories, which is gonna get you fat. By saving it in the morning and not eating as much, you have a lot more calories to play with during lunchtime and dinner, which is more satisfying. You could be like, holy crap, I could have a pizza if I wanted to and not gain fat because I saved all those calories. I don't think you should be having pizza regardless of what you're doing, but fasting is good for that method right here. I mean, I'm sure there's health benefits and stuff like that, but I don't really care about any of that crap. I only fast for that specific reason because I have more calories to play with. It's more fun and more manageable, and I don't have to worry about, oh crap, I can't eat anything at 4 p.m. because I ate too many calories. No. By fasting, I don't have to worry about starving myself through lunch to dinner. Just enjoy myself. Now, I understand that most people work, so it's kind of harder. So if you're someone that's working and you don't have the access to, having snacks and stuff like that, this probably wouldn't work for you because you're already busy at work. So, snacking is not as easy. But fasting does work for that one reason right there. Tip number 3, stay hydrated. So hydration means two things. One, getting your sodium, magnesium, and potassium in. This is good for preventing muscle tears and actually getting a pump in the gym. But another thing, drinking lots of water. Drinking lots of water fills your belly up. You feel fuller, you don't want to eat as much. And also, it's healthy for you. Most people in the world actually are dehydrated because they don't drink enough water and then they're not aware of electrolytes. Be aware of that and start taking some supplements that are electrolytes and drink lots of water. It will help you with being full, and you will actually feel a lot better. Your brain will work better. You'll be able to think a lot better. So drink lots of water and stay hydrated. It's the best thing ever. And I could recommend sparkling water. I know people don't like it, but sparkling water is really good for one reason, because it fills you up and it satisfies you. It has that little bit of a kick. So if you're really hungry, just jug down that sparkling water and it satisfies you more than normal water, at least for me at least. You could also drink Coke Zero or zero beverage drinks, so zero calorie drinks. I wouldn't recommend you overdo it because of there's obviously chemicals in there, but once in a while, I drink Coke Zero. I don't do any drugs. I don't do any, don't drink any alcohol. My fun thing is Coke Zero. I know I seems lame, but when I'm out, I drink Coke Zero. Tastes good, 0 calories, and as long as I drink moderately, it's fine. Tip number 4, cardio, but not the cardio that you think. So when people say cardio, they think you gotta run a lot, do all sorts of crap. The cardio I'm talking about is steady cardio. This could be riding a bike, walking, walking your dog, going the treadmill, something very light. And why is that? So steady cardio is simple. You could go at a slow pace where you're burning calories, not the sugar from your body where you're out of breath. That's when you start burning sugar. By doing steady cardio, you're walking, you could be enjoying, you could maybe be listening to a podcast or staying out in nature, and you're burning calories. This is the best way to do it because you're burning a lot of calories and you don't feel tired. So you could be doing this for a long time. And it's also healthy for you. You gotta be out in the fresh air, you could stay in the sun, get vitamin D, and this is a good way to get extra calories so you could eat more. If you have a dog, I got 3 dogs in my house, I walk them. If you're going to work, instead of taking the metro or trains, if you live close enough, walk. Walking is honestly super underrated, and we don't realize how many calories we burn from walking, getting your steps in. I recommend 10,000 steps a day. It's incredible. You feel a lot better as well, and it's good for your joints as well, because running can hurt your joints sometimes if you're not careful. Obviously, I'm not too known in that realm, but it does happen. Tip number 5, and this is really important: vegetables and fruits. So why do I say this? Because vegetables and fruits are what you call a low calorie, high volume food, which means that the quantity, like the actual size of it, the volume is huge, but the calories are so little, which means you could eat a lot of it, and in terms of how much you're spending for the day and the calories, it's not much at all, which is actually incredible because you could eat lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, and it's gonna fill your belly up completely, and you didn't even consume that many calories. So typically what I do is I have a protein meal, a carb meal, and a crap ton of vegetables and fruits. Fills me up, I feel satisfied, I'm not hungry, and I'm ready for my next meal. I'm not snacking, I'm not eating ice cream, I'm not doing any of that stuff. This does help a lot. So, I would recommend you eat a lot of it. Remove all the junk food in your house. Get fruits. Apples are fucking good. Oranges are good. Watermelon is incredible. Watermelon is so good for you, man. In terms of vegetables, red peppers. Peppers are incredible. Salad is okay. Spinach, oh my gosh. Onions, all sorts of crap. It's so good. Sweet potatoes are so low in calories, but the volume is so high. So yeah. But anyways, this is the stuff I do every single day. That's what I did when I started off. This is what I still do now, and this is what I recommend people to do. It is incredible. It is simple, not too hard. You can eat your favorite foods, but by doing these tips, you're able to maintain your weight loss and actually continue on and not give up and not get thrown over. But you gotta maintain this habit. And once you start building, this habit, it's gonna become a habit. You won't have to worry about it because you're gonna be doing it all the time unless you break it, and you must not break it. So, we all know what we need to do. We need to cut out all the junk food because let's face it, junk food tastes good, but it's also unhealthy. You feel very bad. When I have junk food with my friends, hypothetically, let's just say I'm going out with my friends, I feel awful. I can't think. My brain is not braining. I'm stressed. I'm not someone that you wanna be around with because I'm not happy. So that's what I would recommend you guys do. Eat healthy. Figure out what works well for you. We're all different, but stick with these habits because habits is what can change your life. So anyways, that is the end of this part of the video. We got a huge workout coming, man, because I've been away for a couple days and I've been bringing back my flat bench. I don't know why I stopped. I guess I wasn't happy doing flat bench. I was just doing incline, but I'm really hyped. I think I'm gonna start bringing my PRs back. Last time I PR'd was December, so nearly 7 months ago, give or take. So I'm, road to 160 kg is coming soon. As a natural lifter, I'm 100% natural, so hell yeah. You're about to see the workout right now. so that's the end of the YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This is a new channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It will help us a lot to make better quality videos, and it'll mean a lot knowing that people supporting me and watching my videos. It's a great way to keep on going. So thank you guys again for the people that subscribed, like the video, and watch my videos. It helps a lot. Thank you guys for the constant support. Anyways, that's the end of the YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next video will be coming out on Thursday. So I'll see you guys then. And if you have any questions, comment down below. I always respond. If you have any extra help, DM me on Instagram. If you want to do some online coaching, I have a fitness 101 where I train people to reach their physiques, the dream physiques. DM me shreds and we can get to work. So anyways, next video coming out on Thursday. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for everyone for watching.